Hi everyone, I'm Mrs. D. Priyadarshini, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science with Cybersecurity. Today, we are going to discuss about the firewall and why it is needed and how it helps the personal computer with internet. What is firewall? The firewall acts as a security gateway between two networks, usually between trusted and untrusted networks such as between a corporate network and the internet. That is, when we are transferring a data from our personal computer to another computer, it transfer among the server. The server is going to be the corporate computer, whereas the personal computer acts as a client. The track and control network communication decides whether to pass or reject or log communication, that is access control was provided by the server and the client. The rules determined is how, what, when and whom it has to be transferred. That is, network is going to send and receive the data from the secured private network called a personal computer. Whenever I try to transfer a data from one place to another place, it can be traveled towards the internet. Need for firewall. Theft or disclose of internal data, unauthorized access of internal host, interruption or alteration of data, validism and denial of service, wasted employee time, bad publicity or public embarrassment and lawsuits. These kind of defects or faults can be rectified with the help of a The networking system was broadly classified into three categories called LAN, WAN and MAN. LAN is a local area network, WAN is a wide area network, and whereas MAN is a metropolitan area network. This type of classification was done based on the number of connections and also with the limitations of area. The firewall design principle gets centralized with the data processing system. The system must have a central mainframe which supports a number of terminals which are directly connected. The local area network interconnected with the PCs and terminals to each other and also with the mainframe. That is, the local LAN will serve as an internet network here. Networking location, it consists of number of LANs interconnecting PC server and one or two mainframes. Enterprise-wide network, it consists of multiple geographical distribution location of a network that are interconnected by a private wide area network. The last one is internet connectivity. It is where the various located network hook into the internet and may or may not be connected by the private WAN. The firewall characteristics are all traffic from inside to outside must pass through the firewall, that is physically blocking all access to local internet or network except via the firewall. Only authorized traffic denied by the local security police will be allowed to pass or transfer the data from one place to another place. The firewall itself is immune to penetration, that is use of trusted system with a secure operating system. The firewall has certain limitations. It cannot protect against miscellaneous intruders or internal threats, attack the bypass the firewall, completely new threats. Some virus can get penetrate towards the firewall. The administration and does not correctly set it up. Firewall doesn't provide any content based filtering. Encrypted traffic cannot be examined and filtered. The firewall will act as only a police which can able to make a transmission smoother and trusted. But the content whatever we are transferring will not be decided or will not be inquired by the firewall. It is basically a protecting system whichever the data we are transmitting from one place to another place or from one PC to another PC, it will get transferred with a secured and safe system. The working of a firewall is right from the application and working. A firewall is a networking device that is hardware or might be software or a combination of both whose purpose is to enforce a security policy across its connection. The working of the firewall is enforce the establishment security policies. Variety of mechanism includes like NAT, that is network address translations, basic packet filtration, stateful packet filtration, access control list, application layer, proxies. That is, when we are transferring the data from one network, that is one system to another system, through the ISO OSI reference model, we have 7 phases, that is 7 layers, right from the last layer, that is layer 1, application layer, towards the physical layer. This layer has a secured transmission of a data from one place to another place. This working of a firewall consists of the network address translation, that is NAT. A network address translation is a process where the network device, usually a firewall, assigns a public address to the computer, that is inside a private network, like IP, Internet Protocol Services, or Internet Protocol addresses. This allows an outside entry to communicate with an entity inside the firewall without truly knowing their intent. Basic packet filtration. It looks at a packet, their protocols and destination, and checking that information against the security policy. Third one is stateful packet filtration. It is a firewall technology that monitors the state of activity connection and use this information to determine which network packet to allow through the firewall. Then access control. The ACL, or the network filter utilized by the router and some switches to permit and restrict data flow into and out of the network interface. The next one is an application layer proxies. The firewall can monitor and filter on the application layer, that is 7th layer, as well as doing the traditional filtration such as a packet filtering and stateful packet inspections. Application layer proxies are able to look deep within the packet content and look for the inconsistent, invalid or miscellaneous commands and executable program. When we are transferring the data from one layer, that is one system, to another system, through the 7 layers only, the data is getting transmitted or encrypted, and it is getting transferred securely with help of a firewall to the another PC. Hope you understood what is firewall and how the firewall acts when the data is getting transferred through the wider network called internet. We discuss some other topic in next video. Until stay healthy. Thank you.